Despite appearances, there's not a lot of technical gadgetry involved with cloning. You need an egg, known scientifically as an oocyte, and a donor cell. Plus, this contraption here, a $250,000 machine called a micromanipulator. Mastering it takes 3 to 6 months, according to Dr. Bob Lanza of Advanced Cell Technology.
One technician in an afternoon can reconstruct several hundred of these oocytes.
At 45, Lanza's a world expert on cloning. He led the team that produced the first human embryo clone, confirmed in November 2001. He's the author of 14 books and was nominated for a MacArthur Genius Award.
So many people are afraid they were going to make, carbon copies of, different people that they're just very nervous about the technology.
But Lanza's not in the race to produce cloned human beings. His interest is in therapeutic cloning to save lives.
3,000 Americans die every single day from diseases that could be treated using this technology in the future. This isn't, academic. There's a very real human tragedy out there.
Bob Lanza wasn't born to be a scientific revolutionary. Growing up in a poor suburb of Boston, he was a boy who didn't fit in, and the first in his family to graduate from high school. The person who changed his life was his junior high school science teacher, Barbara O'Donnell.
Great.
She remembers Lanza showing his first promise at the age of 12, when he proposed an ambitious experiment in genetics.
Chickens. He said that you could get pigmented chickens from albino chickens if you inoculated the DNA into them early.
For help, Lanza went by himself to Harvard Medical School.
And so I sort of waited by the Dipsy dumpster, and here was a short man, who had khaki pants and, a ring of keys, and I, certainly thought, this has to be the janitor.
This janitor turned out to be a renowned neurobiologist who helped the 12-year-old develop his genetic experiment.
And it all worked. I couldn't believe it when he came up and said that he had these chickens that from the white eggs that were pigmented.
It was the beginning of a brilliant career. After medical school, the gifted researcher was mentored by, among others, heart transplant pioneer Christian Barnard. His work in cloning began in 1998, and he's been writing the book on it ever since. Reproductive and therapeutic cloning both begin the same way. The scientist extracts the DNA from an egg, replaces it with DNA from a donor, and then lets the embryo divide. But unlike an embryo cloned for reproduction, which is later born, the therapeutic cloned embryo is terminated by the 6th day, when the embryonic cells, also known as stem cells, are harvested for medical use.
We'll just take a skin cell and say you're in an accident and you lose a kidney. We will simply use the technology and grow you up a new kidney. Or if you need a new heart, we will grow you up a new heart.
Replacement organs are already being produced at places like Boston.
Thoracic 10. And essentially, I'm telling my foot to move right now, and it's not moving because the message is stopping.
Craig has learned to adapt to his situation. He says he's not waiting for a magic cure, but has hope.
I want to be able to walk on this beach. I want to play catch. I want to play baseball. I want to do all that again.
The main thing is we were in a sort of an emergency situation, wanted to get that.
Bob Lanza wants that for Craig, too. He believes therapeutic cloning will someday solve many medical problems, from diabetes to Parkinson's disease and even spinal cord injuries like Casella's. First, cloning's power to cure must be proven. In a key step towards that goal, Lanza has devised an experiment to test whether, through cloning, he can rebuild an aging cow's weakened immune system.
If this works, it means we now have the potential to cure or to treat at least over 40 autoimmune diseases that afflict human beings.